Mr. Mohammed, I would like to start with you. With the rapid expansion of Indian road network, what innovative precast construction techniques and materials are being explored at this moment to ensure the faster project delivery while considering the quality?
The quality is assured when you say precast. You should have no second thought that when I use precast, there are question marks on quality. Because every time when you do precast, it is already in a controlled environment. Secondly, for advanced construction, now we are coming up with pre-stressed roads, which will give you longer life of the roads. Because when you construct a road with a improper technology or any kind of mistakes if you do, there should be someone who should take or accommodate those mistakes. So precast can accommodate few things, not 100% of course, but yes, there are few things which can be accommodated in precast construction. And when you construct a road, it is not only the pavement. You have drains, you have footpath, you have crossover bridges, you have tunnels, you have ducts. There are many things which comprises to create a network, complete road network. And this technology can help us to do quick construction with better quality and more sustainability, I must say. I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely, sir. You also mentioned about designs, precast design. So, how do you look at the need to standardize the design and manufacturing process to ensure seamless integration of precast road components and optimize the construction time and quality?
It is standardized. Yes, there are many places like curves or the change in sizes. But other than that, for example, if we are creating a 6-meter wide road or 12-meter wide road in a very small area, that can already have a small sections which are designed, which can be produced. Only you need to concentrate on connection panels or the connectivity or crossover junctions where you need a specialized designed panel where a size and shape can be changed, or some other new items like a manhole is being created at the center to collect, or some rainwater harvesting pit is coming at the center. That can be accommodated. And that is the only special elements which we need to produce. Other than that, we can plan, okay, I want to plan 1,000 kilometers of road. Only we have very seasoned time to execute. Immediate, we don't have to wait actually.
Thank you so much for addressing that. Mr. Himanshu, what are your views onto it? What just Mr. Mohammed mentioned about the quality and the preloudness?
See, modular construction of precast is a very interesting thought. I personally have not really seen it. I would definitely like to do that. To my mind, what comes to my mind is I'm not sure whether it is economical at the lower end of construction also. Lot of areas where we do not have materials, we can enhance the speed of construction. That's a very important point that he is making. I think we should definitely explore if it can be mainstreamed in terms of life.
Thank you, Mr. Himanshu. Also, you mentioned about bitumen and the technologies. So recently, even the government has introduced new standards for bitumen, which are good to be used in the road construction. So, what do you think that what will be the advantages of these new standards, and how will they impact or improve the quality of roads in the coming years?
Today, I do not know whether you are aware. Today, India loses $3 to $4 million of assets every night or every day in terms of deterioration. Because today the bitumen roads have a life of 2 to 5 years, as being mentioned in so many forums by the Honorable Minister, Shri Gadkari Saab. You do the math, you will figure out the number that I have mentioned is probably a conservative loss per day. You bring whichever new standards, you bring super pave standards, everything is good. What is very important is whether we have a quality control and a quality assurance mechanism, which is a multi-level check that can be done. Because fact is, roads do not survive if materials are not put optimal, or there is a reduction in the, let's say, or there is something going wrong in the construction sequence itself. With the kind of contractors that we have, I am not sure that construction is something alien. Everybody knows. What is very important is that we have a mechanism where the bidding mechanism does not go so down that people are forced to cut corners in terms of, doing the construction. I would rather, that's why I mentioned it is very important that we incentivize and give rewards for doing a better construction. Because if our objective is to construct for a longer life, then we should walk the talk and ensure that if I spend more money in construction, I am able to get benefit out of it. That would be my take. I certainly feel that today we should have institutions like Central Road Research Institute, many of them, or let's say one of them in each state. If every state requires a chief minister to run the show, we have enough of a network that we need a nodal institute of excellence to really understand local materials, to understand weather conditions, and to give solutions on the go in that territory.
Thank you, Mr. Himanshu. Do you think that the independent quality assurance and quality control agencies should play even a bigger role in ensuring the quality of road construction projects by helping the project managers and contractors?
For sure, that's very, very important. Let me give an analogy. Let me take you to a hospital where we have, let's say, a case of a heart patient who is in the ICU. We expect a doctor with 25 to 30 years of experience to treat the patient and give the best of services using the best of equipments where you can monitor the heartbeat, etc., right? If that be so, and we at the end of the whole journey, we pay 5 to 10 lakh rupees to the hospital for treating that patient. We are talking about a road per kilometer cost of anywhere around 5 crores to 20 crores, depending on type of a highway we are constructing. I think quality construction control and quality assurance should be very, very highlighted as we move on. Because otherwise, what will happen? Every year we construct and every year we are able to see that there is a loss that is happening. We have no choice but to go and mend that road. Premature distress is not on. So the only way to change that is to have a very, very strong quality.
Thank you, Mr. Himanshu. Mr. Mohammed, coming back to you, how does cost effectiveness of precast road construction compared to the traditional methods in terms of investment, initial investment, maintenance, the life cycle cost, and what financial incentives and mechanisms are available in the market to encourage its use?
See, as far as cost is concerned, when you reduce the construction time, I am barely saying, or usually we save 60% of time in precast construction of infrastructure. But if you take any not less than 20 to 25% at least, so see the time you save is your money. You save your project cost by 15% if you save that much of time, 25-30% of your time. Then the recovery cost or the business cost which we will be getting immediately. We start our businesses if we have infrastructure is ready, our cars are moving around, then we get money also. So I believe we should not consider only the construction cost of the road. We should consider the timelines where we are working on, and we will conclude any project based on our committed times or before committed times in this scenario, where revenue start generating and cost can be reduced by 15 to 20% based on, see, I cannot say if I am constructing a road in Mumbai can cost same in Delhi or same in Manipur. But yes, there will be some saving, and more than saving, our revenue will start generating. So that is the benefit. Actually, it should be seen in an overall beneficial aspect rather than saving project cost, I must say. And their technology, there are n number of activities based on the project. Different type of precast also has got a different parts or a classification based on the requirement that has to be seen according to the project. And as an initial investment, see, for precast panel roads, you don't have to invest a lot in factory, can happen in a mobilized manner. And yes, if the project is very high, like we are doing anything for infrastructure, like bullet project, which is going on right now. So people have to invest a lot on a basic infrastructure for setting up factories. It will cost you a lot, but yes, not for the roads, because bullet train is a very specialized job. So there are people who is using in a large scale precast. So they are a requirement of huge investment for setting up factories. But for roads, I don't see that huge investments are required. We can go with the small scale projects, which can easily serve you up 50 to 100 kilometers with, I must say, no cost. It will be just like free when you execute the project. And n number of people can be associated to execute that job easily. Thank you.
Mr. Mohammed, for addressing that. Mr. Himanshu, can you please elaborate on that? How are these nanotechnologies revolutionizing the flexible pavement construction, and what specific advancements are being made to enhance the water resistance and the prolongedness of these pavements when it comes to road construction?
That question, let me try and answer this to the extent of a non-technical answer. If you look at soils, go across the country or go across the world, you pour water on a soil and it will absorb, right? You look at every stone or any stone, you pour water on the stone, it will wet and absorb the water. Now, when we get to construction, we construct a soil base and then we take the aggregates and take the bitumen binder and mix it together. Bitumen is last fraction from the oil refinery. It's oily in nature. So at hot temperature, we are mixing an oily material or oil with a stone which likes water. So is it bonding or is it coating? It's coating. Now, the challenge is, if it is coating, either it coats 100% or if it leaves even a small gap, water, because of the small size, as I showed in my slide, will absorb inside. When it absorbs inside, India is a hot country of temperature of 45 to 50 degrees Celsius. This hot temperatures that we get in this different parts of the season, it converts this water into vapor. So it puts pressure on the bitumen film from inside, traffic goes on top, it leads to a further delamination of the bitumen film. More water goes in and this cycle continues, and we have a 3-month continuous monsoon. Unlike in the Western countries where you get a rain shower for half an hour and you get small rain showers through the year, here we get concentrated monsoon. So what happens is you get massive damage. So what nanomaterials do is they convert the surfaces of soil at a molecular level from hydrophilic to hydrophobic. That means now water is repelled by the stones as well as soil. Not only that, it also ensures that this bitumen film does a very strong bonding with the modified aggregates. And in soils, you cut off the moisture permeation in the first place. So what it does is, it changes the whole mechanism and cuts off one major reason for failure, which is caused in the initial years itself. Most important is, any technology that you use should give you a better performance, but at a cost which does not increase beyond a point. At a life cycle basis, if you look, nanomaterials cut the capex cost itself. So today, if the adoption of materials like ours happens, what happens is your cost of construction or by the contractor itself goes down. So there is no issue in terms of adoption. When life goes up, cost goes down. This has an application in new constructions. This has applications in the brownfield reconstruction, in maintenance, and so on and so forth. So nanomaterials, or what does it mean? Basically, nanomaterials means you require a smaller size articles, smaller size materials, low quantity materials, which are efficient in terms of doing what is done by other materials which are higher in their size. Because they are nano, the cost impact is also less.
Thank you for addressing that, sir. And also, what are the other key challenges that are faced primarily by the contractors, equipments, and even the technology providers to add durability to the construction projects within the given period of time?
Very important. I think we need to have a very big movement in terms of getting equipments which are the top of the line latest construction equipments. Today, for example, a lot of equipments come with sensors. When you have sensors, you are becoming more precise in terms of your construction quality. Now, what it means is that contractors who already have the previous generation equipments need to have a mechanism to change their equipment. So we need to have possibly a very buoyant rental industry where the contractor's downside can be capped. So as he gets a project, he uses these front-end equipments and then is going back to the next project that he gets. So advanced equipments, very, very important. And I also anyway mentioned that in my opinion, the time has come for putting sensors in all constructions so that we can monitor something or the other goes wrong anyway. So we might as well monitor as to if there is a distress, we are there to plug it before the damage is done. That is the least cost. So you will have an extension of life of every highway. But can I add one more point, which is to do with your previous question to the Mr. Mir Mohammed? You know, today, pre-cost, for example, when we talk of a smart city, if we are having some kind of a road which gets constructed faster, the cost of traffic debottlenecking, that means idling fuel cost. Today, it takes in a city like Baroda 15 minutes to drive 10 kilometers. In Bangalore, it will take 1.5 to 2 hours. In Delhi, it may take maybe 1 hour, depending on where you are. So that extra time which is there where the vehicle is running is an idle fuel cost. So possibly financial re-engineering and looking at a holistic financial costing may bring in technologies or techniques or solutions of asset building which may be higher in cost, but the amortization happens somewhere else.
Thank you, Mr. Himanshu, for addressing that again. Mr. Mohammed, to add something to what are your views on what Mr. Himanshu mentioned about the innovation and the challenges being faced in this industry?
See, basic challenge is scarcity of labors nowadays. Equipment and all, we are capable of buying. If it's not available in India, we are buying it from foreign countries. And yes, there are certain locations where even machineries going in that scale because infrastructure requires huge machineries. That is a major challenge to execute those projects. And as Mr. Himanshu said, for going somewhere in Baroda takes 15 minutes, and same when you go in comparison to other cities takes higher. So that is a more like a basic requirement for our country right now to initiate and plan the roads in such a way where we have parallel routes. Like in other countries, there are main highways, there are sub-highways also, where we can divert traffic in case of overflow or some accident happens. So in our country, unfortunately, we have only highways. And if something happens on highway, people immediately go into the villages or the surrounding areas. That creates a chaos and unsafe environment starts to witness in those locations. So we can even do that. And presently, just to add from my point of view, we must start creating safe roads rather than quick roads or other things. Why construction has become a very advanced in our country right now. But creating safe roads. Now, what I mean with the safe roads? For a small example, I can say, our major highways are in dark right now. And median barriers are not available. Where when you drive, actually, the light of opposite upcoming car flashes in your eyes and major accident happens. So that is also a nation's loss. Driving slow is also a nation loss because fuel consumption is high and a longer period of drive will give you a major loss. So now the solution, how to find the solution? So we have to create some barriers in median. We can add, okay, lighting might be a problem or challenge for electricity or such huge consumption of energy will be very, very high for any country to accommodate. But like basic reflectors can be done every meter so that the road can be seen or visualized. There are many accidents happening on a day to day on highways just because people cannot understand where is the right turn, where should they turn their vehicle towards. And there are many construction activities going on where pits are open and just a simple barricade is done with a plastic barricade tape. So we have to actually bring some safe road scenarios or the execution processes which we should accommodate to execute and create some safe roads. That will be much, much more impact on our economy as well as it will be a cost impact process, I must believe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed, for addressing that. Also, Mr. Mohammed, the NHA has recently introduced a new policy that allows the private companies to invest and operate highways across the country. So how do you look at this perspective that how would it impact the development of our road infrastructure?
I really appreciate that decision by the government because it is now you see everything cannot be done by government, which we expect that everything should be done by government. But if we bring private players into the business and you can easily understand anyone who is investing in a private business. See, he is investing with government. So he is taking some advantage from the government, of course. But the mindset and the quality processes and the execution processes are 100% changed from what government is doing. And basic challenge where people are saying to get clearances or sub-grade quality of work or sub-quality of work is happening, that automatically gets eliminated when private players are into the business, and good quality and planning can happen in that scale where a corporate is coming and standing by the government because they bring their own mindset. Government, of course, has their own parameters and principles, but attaching these corporates with them will give more benefits to our country, and we should appreciate and collaborate with them. And of course, any individual who is moving around those parameters has to be helpful to both government and corporates, I must say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed. Mr. Himanshu, would you like to add something to what Mr. Mohammed said?
He's absolutely right. The strategy of privatizing the road network and the fact that tolls are being paid by people is very clear indicator of success of the strategy, A. And B, it also reflects the aspiration of the nation to use a road network which is of high quality. People won't otherwise pay money. If they're paying money and using it, definitely they see value in it. I think it's one of the very successful strategies. NHI has done a stellar role in terms of increasing the highway network the last 2 decades. And also the very fact of, hiving off the existing highways for construction of newer highways by bringing in the TOT model is also successful in my opinion. What is required is the whole point of your theme. I come back again to that. A, we need to enhance the pace of construction. B, we need to ensure that the quality that we are constructing may be very good today. It needs to be better and better so that it can have a longer life. And C, we need to realize the fact that we have to construct at least 500,000 to 1 million kilometers of highway network if we are aiming to reach a $30 trillion economy.
Thank you so much, Mr. Himanshu. Of course, we need to create a massive road transportation network.
And at the least, let me also share, I think there has to be a movement wherein the user is becoming the owner and there is a buy-in by them wherein they start, resisting anywhere where there is a poor construction. That is a very, very important aspect, because once the user gets into the play, everybody will fall in line in terms of giving consistent good quality.
Yes, Mr. Vanshu, public participation is also really important. It plays a key role in infrastructural development. Thank you so much, panelists, for today's insightful session and sharing your experiences and expertise with us. It's now time to close today's session.
Thank you, panelists, for exchanging your valuable thoughts on today's topic, rapid expansion and makeover of the Indian road network, a reality check. We hope you have enjoyed it. Before wrapping up today's session, we would like to thank our distinguished panelists, Mr. Mohammed Khan and Mr. Himanshu Agarwal. For viewers who have joined us today, we would like to have your feedback and encourage you to stay connected with us via our social media handles. B2B Purchase is available on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also download our app from Google Play and App Store. We would also request our viewers to stay tuned for future interactions. With that, today's interaction has now come to a close.